Experts speak of a surrogacy boom as demand rises steadily. More and more countries are banning the practice. With fertility at an all-time low in, for instance, Bangladesh, due to increased salinity in the water as an effect of climate change, billionaire Elon Musk is deeply concerned with the declining birth rates will lead to mass extinction of certain nations. The 4B movement, which has roots in South Korea, has become prevalent worldwide, and a barely 18-year-old throws her newborn out of a Parisian window moments after birth, and it goes viral. The world is obsessed with reproduction, yet it doesn't look to show an ounce of kindness to those who can make that reproduction happen. I spent the first half of this year writing a paper entitled Your Body, My Choice, Forever, a gastro-feminist approach to analyzing pregnancy in arts and media. In it, I analyzed film, TV shows, memes, books, and pieces of visual art that took a horrific or macabre approach to showcasing pregnancy and potential to pregnancy through a gastro-feminist lens. With this, I chose to highlight and engender food, its consumption, and feeding practices in different pieces of media, as these elements are often inseparable and deeply indicative of a deeper feminist message due to the socio-political relationship women have with food practices. So how did all of that analysis serve me? Well, it greatly enhanced both my aesthetic and theoretical framework, and it magnified the fact that I definitely need to make a dinner. The dinner table is a theater stage of the everyday. It tells us so much about the relationships, power dynamics, personalities, and habits of those who sit at it, as well as those who do not. Concept. Sweetened, Condensed is a performative dinner centered around the topic of speculative pregnancy. In this piece, I take the role of storyteller, literally feeding my point of view on reproductive rights to the audience. Choreography. My audience enters the venue. It is easy to recognize a theater. A stage at the front, crushed red velvet seats arranged in rows at the back. On the stage is a large table surrounded by 18 chairs. There is already food on the table. There is another small table with more food off to the side. The room is showered in pink light. Part of the audience will receive bibs, part will not. Those with bibs will be asked to join me up on stage to eat. Those without will be asked to watch. Once everyone is seated, I will begin to tell stories of what used to be, back when reproduction wasn't as kind as it is now, while I serve the first course. Dissection. While using pregnancy as a topic, I suspect a question that will pop up in the minds of my audience members will often be, what about the baby? Where is the baby? Well, with my art, my speculative future, my identity, in this performance I am pregnant, and my audience are my babies, thus direct offspring of me, and share pieces of my identity. I hope that by injecting aspects that are personal to me, I can inspire an open and vulnerable approach in my audience. One of the most well-known numbers in Judaism is 18. In Judaism, Hebrew letters all carry with them a numerical value, and 8 and 10 combine to spell the word Chai. Chai. the same time participating in a theatrical mukbang. Mukbangs are videos in which people eat. They started in South Korea but have gained traction worldwide. A huge inspiration of mine, Ki Jin Hao, uses mukbang ASMR in her lewd banquet piece to, quote, unfold the intimate relationships and proximities behind our bodies and the discarded residues of what we eat. That same element of the presence of food and the examination of food rituals is also present in my concept. I want to play with nostalgia to tap into streams of empathy. While not every member of my audience will have been a female reproductive anatomy possessive or parent, every single one of my audience members has been a child. I want to put bibs on them, serve them dishes of childhood, and read them a bedtime story of another time, and sing them a lullaby. I want to infantilize them, and hence empathize the other. Let's skip the apocalypse. Any mention of a hopeful future without acknowledging the terrifying developments in global politics that we are facing every day would feel dishonest to me. That is why I have chosen to go post-apocalyptic with it. In my speculative future, female reproductive anatomy possessives have lost all bodily autonomy and then regained it. The logistics of this are very important to me, but less so to my audience. I want to show how we have changed and evolved since then through food and stories. Two most relevant to my menu conception are the veganizing of culturally significant animal-based foods and the desire to return to indigenous practices, eating as a means to heal, logistically and holistically. The menu. My ideas for this menu has always consisted of 4 courses inspired by the 4 food-based phases of pregnancy. First, aphrodisiacs and fertility enhancement. Then pregnancy cravings, followed by birth and labor, and concluding with products of pregnancy. Some dishes are already very clear in my mind, others not so much yet. For my birthing course, the 3rd, I want to serve yambo with agua de panela. Yambo is a Caribbean stew which consists mainly of okra, giving it a pleasantly slimy texture. This very consistency is meant to aid birthers in the process, as frequent consumption of it is said to make vaginal discharge more slick and lubricating as well. Agua de panela is a beverage made of hardened sugarcane juice, meant to hydrate and energize during birth. For my products of pregnancy course, the 4th one, I want to make a clown sundae that tastes like breast milk. I scoured blogs, online forums, and medical journals looking for the base notes of breast milk. Sweetened almond milk and leftover cereal milk were the most popular, but I am also very interested in the notes of anise that were reported, to play with the anise milk of Dutch childhood. So how? I have put together a dynamic team to help me bring my vision to life. Mayim Frieden will support me in writing, editing, and world building. Marjolein Pineapples will help me with deepening my speculative reproductive future. Jacinth Pulse will guide me through the process of creating an artistic dinner. And Natusha Cruz will be my performative coach. Bo Pica and Kalina Winkler will help me document my process, as well as the performance itself. myself. I hope to prolong the lifespan of this concept beyond my graduation presentation by publishing pieces of texts in publications such as Produce Parties, possibly hosting follow-up dinners at the Sering in Amsterdam and Nest in Sertogenbos, and potentially continuing and expanding my research at the Artistic Research Master's Program at the Royal Academy of Art in The